So there's this thought that kind of haunts me and I cannot let go of it. What if Blackbeard is actually a relative of Luffy? Of course, it's just a theory, it's only a speculation, nothing is confirmed. But let me explain my reasoning. Let me explain why my intuition tells me that Blackbeard has to be maybe a cousin, some kind of Luffy, or an uncle. I'm not really good at these names, but a relative. So in chapter 957, we got to know a bit more about Rock's Dixie bag, and we even saw his silhouette. And his silhouette heavily reminded me of Dragon, Luffy's father. Actually, first when I saw this silhouette, I was like, is the Dragon? For me, in my eyes, they look pretty similar. So Rocks was rocking the seas about 40 years ago, and his crew kind of went down 38 years ago, and his crewmate Lin Lin, or Big Mom, is now 68 years old, so almost 70. And we can assume that they were about the same age, probably, maybe not exact same age, but about it. So Rock's Dixie bag should be about 70 years old in the current time. So he can't really be Garp's son, since Garp himself is 78. It only could have worked if 40 years ago Rocks would have been 20 and then Garp would have him at 18. It could happen, but still it's unlikely. But it is possible that Rocks could be Garp's brother, and that would give Garp another reason why he doesn't want to talk about Godwell incident that happened 38 years ago, because he had to go against his brother. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but there has to be some connection between Dragon and Rocks. Well, maybe not has to be, but I feel like it could happen because they just look so similar. And what really makes me want to draw a connection between Rocks and Dragon is the fact that I see direct connection between Rocks and Blackbeard. So this helps me make Blackbeard and Luffy relatives. So let's talk about Rocks and Blackbeard. What makes me think that they have to be connected? Rocks himself might just as well be Blackbeard's father. Blackbeard now is 40 years old, so this works in terms of ages. Rocks would have been about maybe 30 or something like that when he had Blackbeard. They hold similar ideals. Blackbeard is now on an island that was kind of Rocks' island. Their crews are constructed in the same way, a group of strong players that are not friends. They are in the same group just for the gain, for material gain, for power. They feel that it benefits them. That's the only reason that holds them together. We know that Rocks was going directly against the world government, and Rocks wanted to be a pirate king, and it correlates really well with Blackbeard's chaotic nature and Blackbeard's interests and goals. Blackbeard even called his ship Saber of Quebec. This is a direct connection for you. So Rocks either is his father or some kind of father figure, and it's highly probable that about Yami Yami no Mi, Blackbeard learned from Rocks himself. So since the theme of inherited will is so prominent in One Piece, we could say that Blackbeard is continuing the will of Rocks Dixie bag. So it doesn't really matter if they are related by blood in this regard. Rocks could just be his father figure. But for the sake of my theory, let's presume that Rocks is his father. And if Rocks is Blackbeard's father and possibly Garp's brother, it sounds like a soap opera, I know. So he could be a relative of Dragon, and by that he could be a relative of Luffy. And why do I want so much Blackbeard and Luffy to be relatives? Well, it would add to the conflict in the end of the manga, because I think Blackbeard is kind of like a final enemy of one of final enemies. So their conflict with Luffy will be very serious, will be like a maybe final battle even. And them being related would add so much to this conflict, in my opinion. They're both carefree, they both do what they want, they're both chaotic in nature, but I would say Luffy is more of a chaotic good and Blackbeard is chaotic neutral. You could argue that he is chaotic evil, but I myself am more inclined to think that he is a neutral. Moreover, he understands Luffy's ideals and where Luffy is coming from most of the times. Like, for example, in Jaya, he understood why Luffy and Zoro didn't want to fight back against Bellamy. And then we also established that he is a dreamer just like Luffy. It's just their dreams are different. In that iconic moment in Jaya, when Blackbeard said that men's dreams never die, this is such a Luffy moment, you know? They're both dreamers. I also could add that Blackbeard likes to eat a lot, just like Luffy, but unfortunately he doesn't have the same fruit as Luffy, so it's kind of going bad about his figure, but anyway, it also shows us the differences, even starting from food, even starting from this cherry pie, even their opinions on it were different. So even though Blackbeard and Luffy are very similar, we can't deny that they have major differences. And so these similarities and these differences, along with them possibly being relatives, they would add so much to this final conflict, making it more interesting and more satisfying. Well, that was basically just my opinion. You can agree with it, you can disagree. Nothing is confirmed about this theory, it's pure speculation. Please share your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. See ya!